I don't want to jinx it. Our rate of fire is terrible, our damage is okay. I really wish I had not had to cancel my... Like, I understand why I had to cancel my haircut, but, like, my hair and beard are kind of getting out of control, and my mustache is getting so long, and I might just go trim it on a break. I just never notice it until I get into here. My mustache got so long, like, it's been 6 weeks, 7 weeks, since I last got my hair cut and my beard trimmed. Earlier this week, I went to floss, and I got back in the back molar area, went to floss, and inadvertently grabbed a mustache hair, pulled it out with the floss, and then stuffed it in between two of my molars. And it genuinely took me a second, staring into the mirror, to pull the mustache hair out from in between my molars. Alright, first of all, this thing's gotta go. It's driving me insane. But that's how long my mustache and beard hair is getting, and even my, like, wife and kids, like, my kids go to give me a kiss, my wife goes to give me a kiss, and they're all just like, there's so much mustache, Dad. And I'm like, I know. So much beard, and I'm like, I know. I don't want it to be there either. Maybe on Sunday I'll go out onto my deck with a cordless razor and just give it a big beefy trim. Come back in here on Monday with basically glorified 5 o'clock shadow. I don't like, I look like a Jack Black impersonator right now, and I'm not a huge fan. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Jack Black, but I'm not a fan of looking like looking like if Jack Black did a Twitch biopic and be like, oh, they got Jack Black to play Taffy. It's like if Taffy was charismatic and could sing. Yeah, when you start eating your mustache, it's time to trim it. Exactly. It's trying to curl in at the corners, and it's really driving me insane. Kitty Stinky, good morning. Dudes spanking dudes, welcome back. Need the mustache Floby? I just need to go in there and trim the shit out of it. I was crestfallen this morning. For a month and a half, we've been looking for what I'm calling a new beer fridge. We had a fridge out in our shed that was left here by the previous owners that was only functional enough to put beer in. Produce would spoil, frozen goods would thaw, milk would spoil. But it was nice in keeping beers just cool enough that you could drink them without grabbing them out of like the case. So we got that one hauled away, and we've been looking for a very specific, affordable, functional, garage-ready refrigerator. Over and over and over again. We've been looking for this one specific refrigerator, and nobody's got it. Normally Lowe's is the kind of place you go to look for this thing. If this motherfucker tries to touch me, I'm gonna have to use my unicorn horn. Oh, he's gonna get me this time. Oh, nope. I was hoping to use that to get in and out of the curse room, but it just looks like it wasn't meant to be. I intentionally saved the unicorn horn in case the fight got dicey. So the other night, after months of looking, oh god. Plays. Corbin plays. After months and months of looking for this refrigerator, one night I just randomly go on Lowe's.com and it says there's one in downtown Richmond. There's like one in the entire city. So I buy it and I scheduled delivery for Monday this morning, or like for Monday morning. For a week we get no like notifications. This morning Amber and I are sitting down to have coffee. She gets an email. They've canceled our order and refunded our money because they don't have it. It was a website glitch. Oh yeah, look at that. It was a website error. And now I am bummed out because we still don't have a functioning fridge out there, and we've gotten our hearts set on it for all the extra storage it would provide us, especially a working freezer, so that we could save all that room. Basically, so we could have all the room in the world. You'd be doing me a huge favor if you back the fuck off. There we go. it's nice to be able to go to Costco and be like, you know what, I would really like to pick up a bag of 50 or 150 pot stickers, and right now we can't do that because there's only but so much space in the freezer, you know? Genuinely, I might just go in and do this boss fight.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
Hatman! Tier 1, 14 months. Thanks to Zombie Ron Swanson for the gifted sub. Zombie Ron Swanson, wherever you are, thank you for the gifted sub. Patman, thank you for being here. Oh, come on. Some of these enemies are so fucking cool and well designed. There we go. I went from having a huge chest freezer to having a tiny apartment fridge. It was a rough transition. It's brutal because you've got, like, you know, we're not asking the world, Kitty Stinky. We're just, you know, we're asking, especially like for those of us who have families, like all we're asking is that we have enough room to grab like some Costco-sized grips of taquitos and pot stickers and spring rolls or whatever, pierogies, and not only be able to do one at a time because it's such a buzzkill. Like, it's such a buzzkill to give yourself permission to get one of those and then realize, ooh, we're probably gonna do this floor over again. What the fuck hit me? That thing fired a bullet as it was extinguished and I looked away for 1 second to examine chat and it hit me, huh? Cool. Cool game. But yeah, like the bummer part about having one small freezer is that you put everything that you need to put in there. You put like extra butter. You put you know, you put frozen vegetables you gotta cook with. You got some frozen meat in there that, you know, okay, well at some point we're gonna need some more hamburger and this was at a good price, so I'll thaw that out whenever I need it. Now all of a sudden you've really only got room for one, and the bummer part is like when pierogies sounded good because you got a Costco sample. You're like, yeah, sure, give me a pierogi, that sounds exceptionally cool. I can't get anything on this floor. But then you get sick of pierogi because it's the only one you can get. You can't mix it up. There's no variety to be had. Stevie says, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. Yeah, Brainworm is so good. It's nice to have picked up a good trinket on this floor, but I am struggling to figure out, like, last floor I had no bombs, so I got no resources. This floor I've got no keys, so I've got no resources. If I get hit one more time, at the very least I can go into that boss trap room. But that's what I'm saying, Ghost Cubby, is like, pierogi are delicious, but like, if it's the only frozen food you've got, that, you know, you go to drunken snack on it. You go to drunken snack on pierogi, it gets easy, it becomes easy to feel worn out. Oh god, it can't be Krampus. I'm living on the edge. I think I've got like, what, 2.5 soul hearts? I still have no keys, so there's just fucking very little to be done, I guess. I don't know, I'll find the second secret room and we'll just hope that that's enough. But that's my point, is that like ultimately I feel like, it happened to me with rice pudding. I love rice pudding, but Champion bought me a shitload of rice pudding, and when you eat that as your only sweet snack for like 2.5 months, it starts to wear on you after a while, you know?
Explosive diarrhea.
One of these could be a key, come on baby! It won't be a key, but like, you know, it'd be nice if it was. No shop, no item room this floor. I got bombs. I can't redo the floor. I was completely banking on that. I'm trying to figure out whether or not I want to take bombs or if I want to take the unicorn horn with me again. I feel like I want to take the unicorn horn with me again. I would have loved Samson's chains, honestly. Yeah, I guess planetarium chance because the game's giving us just nothing to work with here. No item room, no shop. I guess I could go in and out of the curse room. I still think I come out of that okay. This isn't open, is it? Okay. I can do this. Neat. Well, now I feel obliged to try to do this. Oh, I'm at a half heart. Ha. Who's at a half heart? Couldn't be me. Who's at a half heart? Couldn't be me. I'm at a heart and a half now. I'm playing real fast and loose, though. I need advantages. I don't trust this game to help me out. I'm gonna create my own opportunities. What are you doing for New Year's? Probably nothing. Probably nothing. Just fucking Omicron, man. I just feel like I feel like the first time I let my guard down. I know that there are a lot of people who are crying out. We just gotta learn how to live with it. But I feel like Omicron's, with Omicron surging, I can't afford to get a cold. You know what I mean? Like I can't afford to just miss a week of work because I feel gross. It doesn't matter what the source is. I'm not necessarily scared of being hospitalized or dying. Oh god, it takes a key. That's where I spent the only key I had. But I got brainworm out of it, which is pretty good. But yeah, like ultimately, sure, I don't wanna get like dreadfully ill. But more to the point, like, because of what I do for a living, being sick for a week, especially if I have to go to the doctor, being sick for a week could be a 4-figure swing in what I make that month. It can be, if I'm sick for a week, I'm definitely out over $1,000 in revenue. And then I'm out whatever I spend, I'm out whatever I spend on my mortgage and on groceries, and I'm out whatever I spend on the hospital. So that, like, if I were to just get sick, forget COVID. Like, if I were to get the flu, if I were to get COVID, if I were to get strep throat, doesn't matter what it is. It's just that there's this thing out there that is, as bad, if not worse, than strep or the flu or whatever. And that would be a devastating thing for me to try to stomach financially. If I just worked a job and had sick days and stuff like that, I'm fully vaccinated, I'm fully boosted, I mask, I stay away from people, I would probably, I don't know, find a close group of friends, do an outdoor fire pit, pop some champagne. But as a self-employed content creator, I can't afford to get sick for a week. Never done the whole New Year's thing. In my 20s, I did it. In my 20s, I was a super lonely and horny and insecure, and so I in my early 20s, I went to a lot of New Year's Eve parties, hoping to like make a connection with some other lonely soul or something like that. And then there was a break where I was, happily married to my wife. Oh no! I mostly worked, if I'm being honest.
Explosive diarrhea.
Being in restaurants, I mostly worked on New Year's Eve. I've got a lot of fond memories of being at restaurants where the staff and all the clientele are absolutely shit-faced.
Health.
Including one year where I was instructed by the bartender, because the manager was fucking wasted on champagne, but I was instructed by the bartender, who was this gorgeous, basically a Suicide Girl pinup. I was told in a previous life she had been a stripper in Southern California, and I cursed myself for not being alive and cognizant of that fact during those days in Southern California, because she was just... she was so pretty, it hurt me to look at her. And she grabbed me on New Year's Eve when the ball was dropping at a restaurant we were at and shoved me up on top of this massive bar and had me do the countdown. So I got up on top of this bar, and I think everybody thought they were about to see someone dramatically quit their job. Because here's everyone drinking, and then all of a sudden one of the staff just stands up on this massive, gigantic nickel bar that stretches the length of a very long restaurant. Looks at them all without saying a word, and then I casually check my watch, and then I start 10, 9, and everyone goes, "Oh my god, that's right! He's not gonna like kill himself or start shooting us or quit dramatically and then post it to TikTok. He's actually counting down. Got it! Oh yeah, 6, 5, 4. And I held a big glass of bourbon up in the air, hit 1, felt like a rock star for a split second. Popped down off the bar. The bartender and I actually did a quick, like, peck on the cheek exchange with each other because obviously, you know, neither one of our significants were there and we didn't want to feel super lonely and left out. And then I went back to waiting my tables. 2007, I lived in Philadelphia. 2007, I wasn't even married yet.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
2007, my girlfriend was my wife was my girlfriend. COVID will be endemic by 2025. I kind of feel like it's endemic now. Ollie Queen, welcome back. Dude Spanking Dude says, how did you meet Amber? We both worked in the same touring children's theater company together. The cloyingly sweet version of this story. Is that good enough? The cloyingly sick, sweet version of the story is that Amber and I met in a children's theater production of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and I was Prince Charming. I had hair and was skinny then. I had hair and was very muscular. I fucking will destroy everything in this game. I hate this so much. I hate not having like tears. I have a little bit of damage, but it just takes so long to land any shots. She was Snow White and I was Prince Charming. I mean, the truth of the matter is like when we first both got to this touring children's theater company, she was dating a drummer for a band that was touring around, and I immediately hooked up with kind of the one ex I don't really talk about on here. I don't know why I would do that. I don't know why I would spend a key there. I'm very happy with the trinket that I have. That was an ill-advised key use. Yeah, I started dating the last girl I would date before Amber, and it did not end well. It is a woman who on her live journal account once admitted that if she could legally get away with murder, I would probably get a visit from her. Let's put it there. Get as many as I can. I just wanted that key back, if I'm being honest.
One makes you small.
We'll do that. JD the Tree, tier 1, 23 months. Thank you so much, JD the Tree. Appreciate you. They thought Taffy was going to end it all at the last moment of the year just to make the coroner have to debate which number the tombstone would say. Morning Dew sister got exposed to COVID, so we're having a simple 3-person holiday this year, and I'm so okay with that. Me too. I'm invited to go places tonight, and I'm like, friends, good friends, you know. I'm invited to go hang out with good friends, and I still think we're just gonna chill and be in. I'm not looking to take extra chances right now. So yeah, like the cloyingly sweet version is that she was Snow White, I was Prince Charming, and we ended up actually dating each other. Realistically, like, you know, she was on tour with me, and unfortunately was exposed. Like, I never thought in a million years that Amber and I would date, you know? Neither did she, frankly. So she got to hear all sorts of crazy shit that I never would have told somebody I was trying to, like, romance. She got to see me at my, like, glandular worst. She got to hear, like, stories of conquest, and I talked to her like she was a fraternity brother. because I just had I tried to hook her up with one of my roommates at one point. And basically what happened was my buddy Phil, he was helplessly lonely. He was on a dry spell that had lasted like 2 years or some big ass number like that. And he was handsome. That was the thing. He was like Asian John Wayne. He was such a good looking dude. And so it just like, it broke my heart to see him like, you know, it broke my heart to see him in a place where he was just like, I'm so excited at the prospect of being with somebody, and I just can't find anybody who wants to spend time with me. And I was like, that's bullshit. There's gotta be somebody. You're a gorgeous, interesting dude who knows, like, you know, who knows martial arts.
This is the story of the newest denizen.
Isn't it? I was this dude's biggest fan. He's a good friend of mine, but I was just like, I'm gonna be your OK Cupid. I'm gonna play matchmaker, and I'm gonna hook you up with somebody. And I was like, hey, I got this real stunner who I don't think likes me very much because she's seen the real me. You should go out on a date with this girl named Amber. So they went out on one date, and I was just like, so how'd it go? And he's like, I don't know, man. I don't think it went very well. She doesn't seem to be all that into me. And I was like, well, did you try? And I listed like 9 things that I knew about her from touring with her. I was like, she likes this, she likes that, she likes this. Take notes. These are important. Shit, I'll just show you how it's done. And I went kind of out on a date with Amber. And then I just kept her. She and I were just supposed to be kind of like passing the time with each other. It was kind of like, hey, do you want to not be lonely with each other? I was like, I just got out of a relationship with a woman who says that she wants to kill me on the internet. And your touring musician is always touring. Do you want to not be lonely together? And she was like, I guess I could do worse. Basically, I mean, I wish that was a joke, but...
Soul of Judas.
I was supposed to just be... she and I were kind of supposed to just be something to, like, pass the time with each other. Just, you know, let's not be bored together. Even a couple years after we married, she'd roll over on occasion, and I'd be like, hey, what do you think? And she's like, I still just can't believe that I'm married to you. And I'm like, I feel the same way, but probably with less stank rubbed all over it, you know? I feel the same way, but grateful, not in disbelief. Thermal Knight, Tier 1, 20 months. Feels like I've known you all for much longer. Happy holidays, everyone. Thermal Knight, right back at you. Tim, good morning. How's it going for him now? Oh, dude, Phil is married to a... He has a beautiful wife. He has a beautiful wife, and I believe family that he started down in Dallas. Yeah, once he figured it out, he figured it out. It didn't take him too long after that. He got out of Virginia, went to North Texas, met himself a beautiful Texas girl, and I think they're living happily together in Dallas or Fort Worth. Yeah, it didn't take him very long to sort himself out. He was just looking for the right dance partner. I adore Phil. Like, you know, I liked Amber as a person, so I wasn't, you know, I liked her. She tolerated me as a friend, and I don't have a lot of those. Like, there's a reason that like Nate and Heather and Noah are so valuable to me as people, is because honestly, for a long period of time, the more people got to know me, the less people wanted to hang out with me. So I, you know, genuinely pretty thankful whenever I bump into somebody like Phil, you know, a handful of those people that I met during my early theater days, who genuinely seemed to like not mind me as you know, not mind me for me. Oh, that's right, I can pick up both. Fuck me. I forgot I had backpack. I was gonna pick it up, use it, and set it back down and re-roll it, but... Because the thing is, I'm genuinely pretty convinced I'm gonna walk out of here with Smelter and something else. Because we have the, what is it, Isaac's chest? My parents met because they worked at the same bank, I think. Similar story, my dad was an absolute gentleman to my mom and stuff. I was not. I was a product of my time. You know? I was a child raised on 80s comedies, you know? Not an excuse, but doing a post-mortem on kind of like, why was I the way I was? I'm happy to announce I feel like I've fixed a lot of the gross shit that was hardwired into me by like 80s and early 90s comedies and action flicks and shit like that. You fucked up wingmanning so bad you ended up getting married and had kids with the girl. Accurate. It's genuinely, Amber and I were just admittedly just like, hey, you want to not be lonely together? It's like, yeah, sure. And the next thing you knew is it was 20 years later. Honestly, Joe to Nikki, I was in a place where I like, I don't know, like I spent my high school years like genuinely like pining for. I was the person who was like way too desperate to fall in love. I was way too romantic and hinged too much of my self-worth on whether or not I would meet somebody. And the irony is that like even if it was this sort of grotesque version of self-reliance, I had this moment where it's like, screw it, I'm just gonna enjoy being single. I'm gonna meet a bunch of folks and have a lot of fun, and we'll see where it goes. And I'll just enjoy being with me. And the moment that I kind of dialed into that was the moment that Amber eye rolled her way into my life. Can't confirm Texas girls are worth it. If I wasn't with Amber, I'd probably. I probably would have. I can guarantee you that I definitely would have been looking at the menu every time I go down to visit my Texas family. Texas girls are something else, in a good way. I mean, there are some pretty terrible Karens down in Texas, but you know what I mean. Like, I've met some real humdingers when it comes to Texas women. I'm a sucker for a strong woman. That's what I'm saying, dudes spanking dudes. I had a lot of deprogramming to do. I like to think that people can change, and so ultimately, yeah, like 20-year-old me, 20-year-old me would not recognize 41-year-old me, and 41-year-old me would have a hard time not just open hand slapping the shit out of 20-year-old me, 22-year-old me, 25-year-old me, the one that Amber met. He'd win in a fight because he's younger and stronger than me, but listen, I'd summon some old man rage. I would pounce on the advantage that younger me would be like, is this really what happens to me? And while he's thinking about that, I'd pounce. I'd get my hands around his neck. I'd be like, you insolent little shit. Treat people with the value they deserve. Show people you have respect for yourself by treating other people with respect. People are not resources for you to use and dispose of, you self-indulgent little fuck. You're not nearly as cool as you think you are. Holy cat, good morning. Yeah, it's I mean, like, normal stream day, and that you get to watch me have like a mental breakdown and an existential crisis simultaneously while playing Isaac. It's Isaac into Miles Morales, and then I don't have anything I have to do tonight, which is the first time this week that's happened. What is going on? Why are we doing this? What is going on? Why are you doing this? You can't catch me while I'm sitting here chastising myself for my past life failures and then do something that feels nice. I'm tearing up right now. I'm in a glass case of emotion. Goodness gracious. That is a $250 sub bomb. You know we read those here. Jeezy Pete's Holly Cat. Such a whiplashy series of emotions. Croixian, Mazed, Psycho Yoda, Dog Hands Robot Man, Sergeant Kenai, Carter, Sink, Mr. Nashat, Misos, Jay Fortier, The Great Jug, Amanda Mathletic, Sergeant Taco, Jim Bobatha, Jeff the Pain, Eidolon, Nakunat, Andy Moogle, Irate Lump, Chef Budweiser, the guy who bought me a bunch of Halo games, Chief Budweiser, Skrider, McBobbert, Crop Duster, Armand, Edukin, Ailid Cole, Volcano Joe, Sinfaith, K Kata, 2K, Irate Moth, Bill McDepression, Armo, there's a good one, Soft, Newt McGroot, Jolie Creates, Joate, Taffy and Wright, Zyph, Dragoncrest, Crowley, Miss Serene, Don Sniper, Zap Tank, Abermuffin, Kibblebits, Cool Platypus, Polar Bear, Gaelic Hellross, and Hinchan C. Whew. Whew. There were a lot of familiar names on that list. Thank you, Holly Cat. I'm all choked up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Incredibly kind of you. Yeah, no, I honestly, this can't be bait because I'm saying it after the fact. Listen, this would be a really good time for a hype train if you wanted a level 5 emote. Just putting it out there. That's bait. That's absolutely bait. I'm merely stating a fact when I say this thing will start at level 5.
Yeah, those are bits.
Yuri Hana with 5 gifted, Unlife of the Party, Memes Hut, Mixed Techo, Fishy Xander, and Imjuke. Recipients of 5 gifted from Yuri Hana. Yuri Hana, thank you so much. Devins with 300 biddies. The old reverse bait. You bait it after the money's shown up. I think I'll just grab these things and go.
Hey, man.
Ghost Cubby, thank you for the 100 bits. So this part's not bait. This is me.
This is the story of the newest denizen
Dr.
of the
Gene Bean, Prime Gaming 3 months. Hype train triggered. Does it start at 5? It's gonna start close. 50 gifted's a monster. 50 gifted is a lot, like it. Yeah, there you go. Which hero is gonna carry us the last 6% of this hype train? You got 4 minutes and 33 seconds. 50 subs even on hard mode is a monster. Dr. Gene B, thank you for the Prime Gaming sub. Kitty Stinky with 5 gifted. That's it. We've done it. No more. All finished. Lychee Fish, Loki version 1, The Black Mage, Snackle TV,
man, those are
Potato
bits.
Masher, bruh. Recipients of 5 gifted from Kitty
This
Stinky.
is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
Devins with 200 bits for the scam train. Oh, okay. Chumping Jesus on a pogo stick. I hadn't even had a chance to say welcome.
Hey, man, those are bits.
Like, I hadn't even had a chance to say hello or good morning yet. I saw you. Like, I was aware that you were lurking devilishly in the shadows. I was cognizant of your existence. Merry Glitchmas. Heaven Sent Fool, thank you for the gifted sub to Brightside. Glitch jumps in with a $500 tip and says, Merry Christmas, you dirty devil. Merry Christmas to you too, dude.
Hey, man, those are bits.
Stevie with 100 bits. Alex with 100 bits. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, now that the damage is truly done, what I was going to say was... So the other day we did the Yule log, and the first time I ever did the Yule log, I did the Yule log with the intention of, like, trying to monetize it, because I was last year I was in a headspace where I was like, I'm gonna try my best to figure out all the ways I can make money doing this. I want to find fun new ways to make money. And so the Yule log last year, we made like several $100s on Booth Montoya because I was like selling, if you want, you can pay me and I'll put a pine cone in. If you want, you can pay me and I'll put in this color packet. This year, people were actually disappointed that there was nothing for sale. And I was like, no, nothing for sale. Just everyone come in, chill, and have a good time. And I kind of chalked today up to being one of those days. For me, it was just kind of like, it might be kind of a quiet, chill, calm day, and that's...
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. Getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for me. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect.
I don't even have volume control on this alert. That's the part that cracks me up. I can't change the volume on this. It's set high enough that I trusted it would wake me up. I've made more money off this song than the artists have. The song that bought a house. I'd like to point out that my emote is the evil one. Think I'm going to address these in order. One is that Hollycat said, "Oh, normal stream day, huh, Taffy?" The point wasn't that I was daring you to make it an abnormal stream day, you hooligans. The point that I was trying to make was that it's Christmas Eve and some people are doing like promotional stuff. And some people are doing like themed things. And that every night this week I've had something else going on during the nighttime, whether it was the Yule log stream, whether it was the D&D charity stream last night. There's been stuff happening. And today, all I have to do, for a change, all I have to do is play Isaac, and then play Miles Morales. My phone's like, hey, you got money coming into PayPal. That's what my phone's doing right now. And I felt genuinely good about the fact that all I had to do today was come in and play the games and then stop. And that felt nice. That was it. That was the whole thing. That's a 1/3 flight. That's all I'm really picking that up for. That was it. It's just like I didn't want anyone to think that we were gonna be like listening to Christmas
of the
music.
newest denizen of the cave.
I didn't want anyone to think that we were gonna be doing like some sort of weird 12 days of Christmas giveaway. I didn't want anyone to think that, you know, I was gonna be in here in an ugly Christmas sweater or something like that, because frankly it's too hot in Virginia now. It's just a normal ass stream day was all the only point I was trying to make. Hype train complete. 62 very normal number, 62 gifted subs and 800 bits. And Glitch tips $500 with Merry Christmas, you dirty devil. And then tips $151 and follows it up with now eat pant taffy. Just notice it's Christmas morning here, so Merry Christmas, Taffy and chat. Merry Christmas to the folks in the merry old land of Oz. Merry Christmas, Australians. It's like with Dee Snider's house, you can speak no ill of Celine Dion because he wrote her a Christmas song, and their house is the house that Celine bought. Honestly, like that, it's so funny because I have had friends who have become successful commercial and I have friends who have become successful commercial actors, and so like there was this one dude with whom I say I'm friends. Like we lived in the same house for a while, and we got to know each other for a little bit. But like as he's gotten older, he's done a ton of commercial work, including like he did a commercial where he walked next to a walking, talking box that holds a test for colon cancer. The Cologuard commercial where you shit in a cup and you send it off to a lab and they tell you whether or not you got colon cancer. And it's funny, like actors land jobs like that, and people are like, "Hey, weren't you the Cologuard guy?" And he's like, "Yeah, chuckle all you want. That commercial bought me a house." And so there's definitely, like, people will be like, you get so much money from Raid Shadow Legends and Heroes Tonight. And I'm like, it's true. My mortgage costs less than my rent did. Anka, what's going on? Merry Christmas to you as well. Guys, tier 2, 48 months. Good morning, Taffy. Good morning, chat. Oh, look, a button. Well, we have the dream team here. We have Mom's Box and Smelter. So I guess we'll just start making and consuming whichever trinkets sound good to us. That is my alarm. I'm gonna go down and high five Amber. I'm gonna let her know that my 53-minute workday is done. That is a fridge at the right price that does what I want it to do. That doesn't involve overspending or getting a refrigerator that's slightly too big for the space. Because I could get a GE one that's like technically 2 more square feet or 2 more cubic feet, but it would jut out into my walkway a little more than I want it to, and it would be twice as expensive. And I'm not looking to spend $1,000 on a refrigerator if I don't have to. Vlad, what's going on? Casey Kitco, good morning as well. And thank y'all again for the incredibly generous last couple of minutes. I know we meme a lot and we joke around a lot, but I never wanted to feel like I take this for granted when stuff like this happens. Oh sure, like when I say that, Dr. Gene Bean, I mean like it absolutely is out of stock at any Lowe's that I could possibly shop. I'm saying, like, if anybody else finds a different store or location or online retailer that has one of those that I could have shipped to me. I'd even be willing to travel a little bit for it, I think. Not a lot, though, because if going to get it costs more than $1,000, you know what I mean? Like, if I gotta rent a car to go pick it up, I might as well just get the one that clogs up my... I might as well go get the one that clogs up my attached shed.
This is the story of the
Hey,
newest
see,
denizen of
Kitco.
the cave.
Been dead for a while. Quit my job yesterday. New one starts next year. Depending on when you stream, I can maybe squeeze in some much needed taffy time back in. We would gleefully receive you. Gleefully receive you. You know. Hey, look at this. Ho ho ho. Who's this? Yeah, happy to have you come back whenever. Thank you for the 21 months. I don't know that I want the blue key. I'll take the blue key. I mean, the blue key's gonna provide me with extra resources, and it's not like the combat really puts us at risk. Which one are you? Soul? Soul's not bad. Champ! Yo, Taffy, ba la 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 la. It's such a... I guess it's not an odd reference because it's like... I guess it's not an odd reference because it's a Marvel property. So that makes sense. But I genuinely did not expect a Big Hero 6 reference delivered by just a random street-walking guy in Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales. Champions here. Hide your wife, hide your kids. Best Buy has an Insignia brand in stock with the same cubic feet that looks very similar. I guess at some point I have to entertain the idea of not getting exactly the Winia. The only reason that I'm married right now to the idea of picking out that particular fridge, if I could fucking find it anywhere, is because... It's gonna sound so silly. Okay, a couple of review sites, not just this one, but Bob Vila's This Old House website calls it the best bang for your buck garage-ready fridge. Because I could just go get the $1,000 GE fridge. I just don't want to spend $1,000 on an outdoor fridge. But $500 for a fridge where the freezer stays cold in 100-degree weather and the freezer stays cold and the refrigerator stays cold in 30-degree weather, that I could do. Oh my god, Ghost Cubby, we were dying about that yesterday. Rusty Brazenfire. I will say I'm also at a place in my life though where I'm starting to accept spending the extra money to get something that I only want to have to purchase one time. Okay, well, you've hurt me. I'm definitely reaching a point in my life where I'm, you know, frugality is one thing, but I learned the lesson that Nate taught me, which was stop. Okay. Well, we do this small first. Experimental pill.
Experimental pill.
Gulp. That's very funny. I guess I can go back and get another one. Full health.
Full health.
Luck up.
Luck.
Luck up.
Luck.
Luck up. I'm not excited. Let's go! -2 luck for 2 health upgrades. Neat? Question mark? I'll give you the annotated version of, like, the story of Nate trying to convince me to buy quality and not quantity. I was super broke, but I was committed to becoming a full-time streamer. I needed a capture card to do console gameplay. Nate was like, buy the, shit, what do I have? Magewell. He's like, buy the Magewell. It's the best capture card on the market. And I said, yeah, but it's $500, dude. I don't have $500 just laying around. He goes, well, I mean, you know, you could buy the Magewell and only have to buy it once, or you could buy something else, and if it doesn't work, then now you're in trouble because you got to buy it again. And I was like, yeah, but, you know, it'll probably just work fine. It'll probably just be fine. I went through 3 capture cards and spent $600 on 3 less expensive capture cards before I finally gave up, bought the $500 Magewell, and it worked instantly. Who has done this? I gotta watch Food Wars now. I've been told that that's the anime that's like custom made for me. I've been told that Food Wars is like the McLaffy Taffy. If McLaffy Taffy picked one anime to watch, it should be that one. Stupid sexy Food Wars. Yep, Chaos, I'm almost certain put that on the list. Yeah, buy nice or buy twice. Yeah, a food-obsessed anime that everyone has told me would be... a food-obsessed anime that everyone has told me, like, Tappy, if you're gonna have a gateway into anime, it's probably gonna be Food Wars. Chaos, this is why if you're gonna put affordable shit on Throne, you gotta buy it fast. Because Champion takes an affordable Throne list as a personal shot at his ability. You know that Jordan meme? Here, hold on, let me find it. Hold on. I have complicated the internet. Here we go. So it's because like I've told people that I try very hard not to clutter. I try very hard not to clutter Throne with too many gifts that are over $100, and certainly not to put too many gifts on there that are like 4 figures. Because I'm not saying that only Champion and Glitch and JJ Madison pop off for those, but they account for like 90% of those purchases. And I don't want it to ever come off as, hey fellas, buy these expensive gifts for me. Do it, cowards, you won't. Oh, that's, I could have used that earlier. So I try on occasion to fill the Throne gift list up with like $15 to $20 to $30 affordable things so that people who want to get in on the memery can afford it. But then every time I do that, Champion shows up and there's like $30, $20 items on there, and Champion takes one look at it and goes, and the next thing I know is the entire list gets emptied out. So if you suggest like a $20 item and it sits on that list for like a couple of days, just know that at some point the MJ of Throne is gonna show up and see something on there that the Champion knows good and goddamn well I got $20 sitting in my wallet right now. And he's gonna be like, nah. It makes me angry a little bit that that's on that list. Brrr. I learned my shopping habits from Supermarket Sweep. Just dead arm the entire cereal aisle. That's all I learned from Supermarket Sweep is even in the 90s, you just go straight back to where the briskets are kept, and you just get as many briskets as you can.
Makes you small.
You start with as many briskets as you can load up. If Supermarket Sweep taught me anything. You go to the meat section, you grab all the briskets, all the hams and turkeys. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Well, Champion, thank you, dude. I'm pleased as punch. I will put food. Which does anybody know which streaming service carries Food Wars? Oh god, Champion. Yo, Rini works there now. We gotta put these kind of promotional events in their head. I have no idea what kind of funding they have. I have no idea what their profit margins are like. But if they could do... Netflix does Food Wars? Alright, I'll start watching Food Wars. It might also be... it could potentially also be on HBO Max. Because I think they've got Crunchyroll on there. So yeah, Rini works there, and I have no idea what their profit margins are like, and I have no idea what their marketing budget is like. But holy shit, what a brilliant idea. Like, do a round of funding, and then one of the first promotional things you do is you grab 4, like, mid-sized streamers. You don't want to grab really famous streamers. because then that resonates like sending a tour bus to Ninja when you know he just made $20 million off his Mixer deal where he got paid to leave your streaming platform. I mean, I guess there's something to be said about keeping... keeping your whales happy, I suppose. But you know what I mean? Like, you don't get people who are already rich and have literally everything they want. And I'm not saying, you know, pick people who aren't me, because I'm the poster child for being given way too much stuff. But you get 4 people about this size so that the dream looks attainable. And you inspire a whole bunch of other streamers my size to install Throne immediately because they're just like, I like free stuff. Yeah, honestly, can we just pencil in Raven? Tops on my mental list already. You literally you take a store and make it look like a cross between like a Best Buy and a Brookstone. You do an entire aisle just dedicated to like $20 gift cards, but there's only one, like $20 to $100 gift cards, but there's only like one of each denomination for like the Apple Store or the the Xbox Shop or Steam gift cards, or just really cool let's assume that people still do fashion. I'm gonna guess people still do fashion. I do black t-shirts and blue jeans, and that's it. You just do all that shit. You just load up. You make it look like a Twitch streamer's wet dream. Just everything that you've ever seen somebody like wish list or ask for. Just peripherals falling from the sky. Just Logitech, Corsair, Razer, and like pre-built towers, but they're really isolated and far away. Like pre-built gaming PCs, but they're really hard to reach. They're difficult to access, so they eat valuable time. So you can go for a beast gaming PC, but you're not going to get a whole lot else. And then you just turn one partner at a time, one mid-sized partner at a time, loose at a time, and they get to go through for like 90 seconds and just load their cart with as much shit as they can carry. Oh. Praxis, welcome back. To be honest, it's one of the most boring things I've ever watched. It's just hentai with food. Food looks good, though. See, that second part's enough for me. I don't know that hentai is... Listen, hentai may awaken something inside me. I don't know. I've never been involved with... I've never really exposed myself to hentai. But beautifully drawn food and cooking scenes, you got me. It's not hentai, it's just pervy, even better. I can excuse mildly pervy in myself. Be right back, my body is giving out. I know that feeling, but I think it's because I'm just old. Throne could stream it and chat can interact. Chat can vote for what items are on sale. Oh my god, Champion is so good! Oh no! Oh my god, stream interactions? Like, honestly, like, you'd have to be careful. Like, there's a part of me that, like, I think it could only be like different bonuses, because I just don't I don't trust Twitch chat not to make it mean-spirited if you put negative things in there. If you put negative experiences in there, I don't trust Twitch chat not to fuck that up. And you know, pick like the most marginalized creator that gets put into it and just aggressively ruin their experience. So they'd all have to be like different kinds of positives, different kinds of bonuses that could be enacted. But that would be, yeah, a streamer, like, you pick people who are on their way up You pick people who are on their way up, who really genuinely need the gear they're getting, who are actually legitimately close to potentially making a career out of this. You take people who are on the cusp, and then you do a supermarket sweep with 4 of them with chat interaction built in. Right, if you have somebody as big as Ninja on that show, it's because they're hosting it, because they are multi-millionaires who can buy anything they want. Jono, Merry Christmas Eve! There could be some controls, like 2 events during any one always good and one always bad, but the choices are fairly equivalent. Yeah, you'd have to work really hard to make it even, because otherwise you're gonna get the same assholes who argue that PogChamp should still be the white supremacist guy. Like, oh, you guys ruined PogChamp. Like, you're gonna get those people who come in and ruin it for, like, the most vulnerable or marginalized creator. But if you made it, like, across the board for, like, all the people involved, yeah, the chat interaction would be dynamite. Yeah, honestly, like I would put monster stuff on there. Like you get like sponsors for like iBuyPower or Cyberpower PC or MSI or Alienware or something like that. You get them to partner up. I don't know what the expansion pack does. If I'm being honest, I've completely forgotten. I remember I'm never impressed. Every time you use your active item, you have a chance to activate another random active item. That's a terrible idea. Let's put that right back down. There's a reason I never picked that up. But yeah, like you have like full-blown stream PCs, but they're in lockboxes that have escape room puzzles on them or something. Yeah, Oppenheimer, I'm in the same boat where it's like, ultimately, if you've got negatives and potentially if you've got positives, then I feel like they have to be universal. Like they have to apply to everybody, because there's too much opportunity for that one person to show up and be like, streaming's not even a real job. I'll spend $1,000 to keep $100 out of that up and coming streamer's pocket because I don't believe that their career is real or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, go. Never underestimate Twitch chat's ability to just fucking ruin it. But if you made it universal, if you made it apply to all contestants, whether it's good or bad, maybe the goods are individual, but the bads are universal. I wonder if that would work. The goods are independent, so you can pick your favorite streamer. No, I wanted those. You bastard. I'll take Dice Shard. I got Beelzebub. Trying to think if there's anything else I could possibly do on this floor. I think I'm just gonna bomb it. Botfly is fine enough. It's a little bit of defense thrown in. That reminds me of those people who would specifically be on the lookout for people paying it forward in drive-thrus and would purposely go through just to end it. That's what I'm talking about. Yep. There's always some Grinch-ass motherfuckers out there looking to screw it up for everybody else. You got to make sure that you know, this is why if I ever end up at Twitch, if I ever end up working at Twitch, these are the kinds of things I'm going to be on the lookout for. You have to definitely put thought into future-proofing your event against malevolent behavior, you know? But it would be super cool. Like, that's way better than, like, listen, if Coke Gaming wants to show up here and give me $500, they're welcome to. I didn't mean to touch that. I guess we're going to show. I couldn't see myself. I genuinely thought I was over here. I guess we're going to the lamb. I guess we're going down a floor. I genuinely couldn't see myself in the group, and so I thought I was over here and just did that, and I was in the middle and bumped that. Guess we're going to the lamb. Don't let me forget to go down. You can make the negative so inconsequential that they maybe add a second or something that makes shitheads feel like they did something. Yeah, like make them genuinely inconsequential. Like they did something, but it's almost something chuckle-worthy and not something where the streamer like rolls their eyes. Maybe it's like, maybe it's like, you know, they spend whatever they spend in negative consequences gets added to the person's total. So even if they do screw them up, right? So like they pay like $100. Well, first of all, that $100 goes right into the pocket of the streamer you tried to screw. But then secondly, like there's wet floor signs that get put at the end of aisles, and you can still get to that aisle, but you have to go the long way around and it burns your time. I like that. That way, if you get like, you know, if you're outspoken, if you're a marginalized community and you're, you know, you got nothing but the fucking Proud Boys in chat, and they spend $15,000 to ruin your experience, you get a $15,000 check directly funded by your fucking enemies. I kind of like the poetry of that, if I'm being honest. But then, yeah, like the worst thing they really can do is like, you know, on the south end of the aisle where the person is, they put a wet floor sign, which just means they have to go to the north end of the aisle, which is like a 5-second walk, or a 3-second sprint, you know? Yeah, pay to modify the viewing experience without screwing the participants. Bad interactions are just mini games that are just for bonus items. If someone gets screwed over, they can still play the sweep. Checks into the charity of your choice. I like that. Oh, I like that. That's pretty good.
Health down.
I like that. You get all these like MAGA idiots who jump in and try to sink somebody's opportunity, and then all that money that they spend ends up going to the fucking bail project. I was AFK, what were we talking about? Champion and I were waxing about, like, we talked about Throne. We were talking about, like, what would be some fun marketing ideas for Throne. We don't work there, but Rini is about to start working there. And we were just daydreaming about what fun marketing things you could do. And we were thinking to ourselves that, so the first thing that I ever thought was, Throne should either like go and find the biggest item on somebody's list. Which if I'm not mistaken, I think somebody said that Shia Bun had figured out a way to put a Tesla on his list. And so my thing was that Throne should find a way to buy somebody's biggest ticket item. Specifically something like a car. These are not great. What else you got? Yeah, I would take these, I guess. Ooh, I'd very much take a damage upgrade. So yeah, my thought was Throne should find some way to buy somebody like a car. Just buy it off of their list. And the social media for that would be like, hey, I just had a Tesla purchased off of my Throne gift list. But then Champion took it one step further and said, what if they did an event where it was Supermarket Sweep, but for streamers? Specifically, like, streamers who are right on the cusp of making it a full-time gig. And then you do, like, rounds of trivia or mini-games or tests of skill or whatever. And it buys them time in the store. And then the store is just like, you get 90 seconds in the store, and it's just a streamer's wet dream. It's, oh, well, I guess I'm going down. It's gift cards, it's pre-built PCs that are hidden inside of, like, kind of simple but time-consuming escape room locks, peripherals. It's you know, kitchen equipment, all sorts of cool shit. And you just get a shitload of sponsors. You do audience interactions that we're working on troll proofing. If that shit wasn't front page of Twitch, I don't know what would be. Pat, what's going on, homie? I didn't mean to pause there so that we could hear MC Lars say the top 10 things you should never say on a first date. Good morning, Taffy and chat. Hope everyone has a happy holidays. I'm looking for. I told Amber I was looking forward to sleeping in tomorrow, and then we both had a great laugh. I am looking forward to my midday nap tomorrow. Yeah, mini supermarket sweeps at TwitchCon.
My favorite author? You probably haven't heard of him.
What if it was all virtual? I don't know. I feel like that would cost more than just building a set. You know what I mean? It would like I feel like to be affordable, it'd have to look like garbage. I would be worried that to be affordable, it would have to look kind of low rent. And considering the fact that like you'd need it to be a hit because you'd only be able to afford to do it once. You would need it to look like it was produced. Because honestly, the only homegrown VR I've really seen has not looked expensive. I think it gets much more of a Nickelodeon vibe. What was it? What was the one that Mark Harmon hosted that was like the Legends of the Something Temple? Bumbo. You just feasted on so many pennies. What more do I need to do for you? Legends of the Hidden Temple. Yeah, like part of the fun of that. Or is it Takashi's something castle? Like the fun of stuff like that is seeing people. Is seeing the scramble, is seeing like the competitive nature in people's eyes. If you're Twitch too, here's the important part. Well, like not if you're Twitch, but if you're trying to be in the Twitch space too, here's the important part too. So we've addressed that you don't bring in multi-millionaire streamers who can buy anything that you want. So there you defuse that. It's not the same as sending Ninja a tour bus that he's probably irritated is taking up room in his driveway. You don't send Ninja a tour bus, you get people who actually need it. We'd have to figure out some sort of accessibility options, because the last thing we want to do is be like, oh, well, only streamers who can run. You know what I mean? We'd have to find some way to involve, like, you pick 4 people, but you make sure that a lot of different groups are identified in those 4 groups. But these are the kinds of things that if you're smart and you work at places that work in this space, you think of these problems and solve them before you launch your thing, and not after when people are yelling at you on social media, you know? It's so much fun though. This would be such a fun project to work on. It would be expensive. I don't even know that you could do it without doing a round of fundraising. You know what I mean? Like you would genuinely have to like do like a you would have to get like some venture capital, or you'd have to take a huge risk and like go get a fucking loan. You'd have to go get like a business loan for it. Yeah, I mean, it would be very, it would, like, this daydream would be very difficult to pull off, but at the same time, like, this is the kind of thing that I used to really love doing with Nate, was just daydreaming about how you would make things work that were complicated. Maybe it's something that you'd scale over time, like, you do the first thing, which would be it would be less expensive to buy a car. it would be less expensive to buy a car than it would be to do a legitimate stream of like a supermarket sweep for streamers. But yeah, you like start with the car or some big ticket item, and then you just make sure that it gets. You call in every favor you've ever had, and you get it retweeted and liked by as many streamers as you can possibly get. You tell Throne members, you go, hey, like and retweet this, and you could be next. You know, you get somebody to go post it on Reddit. The streamer gets car purchase, you know. Pick somebody who really needs the big ticket item that they've got on there. And you start with that, and then that raises awareness and gets eyeballs on you. Gets you a boost in user stats. And then maybe you do a round of like raising venture capital. Such a loud run. Maybe you do a round of raising venture capital after that, and one of the first things you do to raise brand awareness is a big fuck-off stunt, like supermarket sweep for streamers. We'd have to upgrade our American Gladiator names. No more Turbo, Nitro, and Laser. It'd be like Protein, Bro Slam, Avocado Bro, and Bitcoin. Fucking, there's just one gladiator. There's just one gladiator named Wall Street Bets. Oh shit. There's a gladiator named Total. Hey, there's Bumbo. There's our lad. Blue Man Group is leaving Universal. They occupy the old Nickelodeon studio building where they filmed some of the shows. I'm not saying we can pull it off, but it'd be pretty neat. Yeah, literally you pluck on the nostalgia strings and you go film in the place where Legends of the Hidden Temple. You go and film in the place, you know, you go and film in places where like Double Dare was filmed. Feed, my boy, feed. Film on the Guts course. I can already tell this game is a trip. Yeah, this is like...
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
It's difficult to describe what in the hell is actually happening in this game. Long story made incredibly short. This is a game that the protagonist child hallucinates right before he dies of suffocation inside a steamer trunk. The end. Oh my. Thought I already had.
Hey, man,
oh, I have blue
those
key,
are
not strange
bits.
key. Just grabbing up all the trinkets I can. MP Mana Point 100 bits. This is the story of, hey man, those are bits. You'd also just do aisles and fake boxes to buff out the stuff and fill up the shelves as long as the contestant gets. Yeah. That definitely, like, to keep it from being that only strong people can pick stuff up. That every box there could be the actual item, but there are tickets and sleeves in front of it or empty boxes. You just make everything. You just make sure that everything is like reachable. Yes, it's definitely the kind of thing where I would genuinely die at. That's so loud. I would genuinely die 1,000 deaths if I was at, if I was at a place working on something like this, and then wasn't paying attention. Wasn't paying attention, and suddenly like an entire group was like, "We would have loved to have done this, but it's genuinely built to exclude us." I'm like, oh, I feel fucking awful now. So there'd be a lot of daydreaming involved to make sure that it didn't seemingly intentionally leave anybody out, Oh my god, I've been hurt. I was not looking. We built kind of a stupid run, did we not? I think rather not. I don't think we'll be picking that up, thank you. That's right, Pat's gonna take care of stunts and safety team. Be neat if Nickelodeon would entertain a partnership. They pay for a shitload of bounties. They're aware of Twitch, you know? Nickelodeon is aware of Twitch. God knows how many Nickelodeon bounties we've run on this channel. I'm over here now. I guess I don't have to fight Satan. That's pretty great. Down we go. Yeah, while continues great. I don't think she can lug a full size, fully filled PC entire off the top shelf. Yeah. I think like honestly, you know, I feel like if you feel inclined, you put like puzzles that are like simple puzzles, like lock puzzles and stuff like that. Yeah, everything's accessible, and most challenges are. I don't know. We figure it out though. Speaking of Ken, she's playing a game that the music sounds like an orchestral version of Heroes Tonight. Yeah, dude, like, Continue's story is a source of inspiration for me. I know I've kind of fallen off the exercise horse with COVID, and I'm a big lazy butt when it comes to not being able to work out in the gym for some reason. I've married myself to the idea that I've got to work out at the gym, and I know that's a shortcoming. But honestly, when I'm jazzed up about being able to get going, it's because she's such an inspiration. What a weird run. I just didn't have it in me to flee from that. Oh my god, I almost lost myself again. Get in the fucking thing! I did not want to do delirium.
Someday, Bumbo, lucky Bumbo, someday the Bumbo is a bad Bumbo. He got corn.